And welcome back to the next round, our final round of the night, with probably the game of the week, I would think. Um,
Maybe the
although
game of the year, even though
could
it's
be
week
great
one.
game overall, but oh man, what a gut punch! If you have a friend that's a Ravens fan, please make sure you've checked on them today. Uh, oh my gosh, that was not a good feeling for the Ravens. Oh man, I'm gonna read this from the Athletic to get us started here. The Ravens are one of seven teams to lead at least 20 games by 9 to 16 points in the fourth quarter over the past four seasons. Those teams are 159 to 13, winning percentage of 92.4 over that span. Baltimore accounts for six of the 13 defeats.
Hmm.
It's like, what the hell? Oh, Ravens are 25 and 6 during that span with a lovely winning percentage of 80. All the other teams on the list, Bills, Bengals, they have at least 90% win rate
Wow.
whenever they're at that point, or whenever they find themselves in that point. But Ravens, same old story, I guess. We just collapse, unfortunately, in a game. So until the clock hits zero, there I don't think any Ravens fan is going to feel safe, no matter who the opponent is.
No.
Um, I feel like this started a couple years ago in that Miami game where Miami just came back and trucked us in the second half. We had like a 20-point lead or 28-point lead, I think, in that one, something stupid. Um, which led to Mike Daniels keeping his job, but he may be losing that soon.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's week one of the season. Great. It sucks, but I'm not gonna. One of the things I'm not buying into is the hype of the first week. It's first week. So I mean, while it sucks, at the same time, it is what it is. It's a loss, and yeah, could it come back and haunt you during playoff times when Bills and potentially Ravens are going for the number one seed? Yeah, it could, Jeff. But at the same time, like I said, there's nothing you can say necessarily to make it better.
If you
It's a
were to,
gut punch of a loss.
yeah, now if you were to pick someone or some people that were responsible for
Well, I'll tell you who's
this
responsible.
collapse,
I will
who is
tell
it?
you who is responsible. It is Todd Monken and John Harbaugh.
Okay.
Those are the two that are responsible for this nonsense. I mean, they've led to this collapse. Todd Monken, I'm not sure he's the guy that can call the big plays when it matters. Like, talent will get you so far, and the Ravens have a hugely talented roster. But I mean, we think back to that Chiefs divisional game a couple of years ago, and we're like, why did we stop running the ball?
Right.
That was Todd's game. Again, with this one, I feel like about the second way through this third quarter, I felt like we started playing a little too safe. Like we didn't go. Like, why are we not trying to win this game? Why are we just trying to like play out the clock? Um, and I mean, Harb's got to own some of that too because he's the head coach. He could be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And his press conference Monday after the game didn't make me feel any more confident about his decisions necessarily. What he said is like, "We had a plan going in. Like that's great. Everybody has a plan going in. What happens when you get punched in the face?" As Mike Tyson said.
Right.
Uh, Man, it's got to change. Like, yeah, great. You had a plan. Obviously, it changed. You couldn't adapt to it. And Josh Allen became Superman in the fourth quarter. More props to them. Josh Allen, man, looking phenomenal and looking like an MVP caliber player again. Although basically half the offensive yards of the Bills came in the fourth quarter. Um, so, but yeah. And I wish, like we had talked about, I wish they had gone for it on that last fourth down. Like, I just feel like they were trying to drain the Bills' timeouts and just like, yeah, it'll be okay. We're going to trust our defense, which is a Baltimore thing to do.
Hmm.
But at the same time, this team has been hot. Their defense is kind of on its heels at that time. Yeah, in the press conference, apparently Lamar was not 100% coming out of the play. So Harbaugh voted not to send him back out. I'm sorry. You got Cooper
That
Rush
would
for a
have been
reason.
4th and 3 on
Fourth and
their
three, yes.
38.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
to me,
gutsy to go for it.
it's gutsy, but also you're kind of in that position too. And I don't know if this is Hopkins or just the way the route was run. Hopkins is running short of the first down that gets you that 4 and 3. Why is his route not past that first line? So I don't know if he just didn't know where it was at the time or that was just the play. that he cut across and got over for. But it just seemed like I said, even earlier than that, in the end of about the second half of that third quarter, you're just like the play calling just seemed to shift. It's like we're not playing to win anymore and dominate them. We're just trying to hold on to this lead.
Right. And also too, when it was
And I
40 to
mean, when you're up
25.
15 points with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, you expect to win. So
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of get it, but at the same time, that's not something I feel like you should ever do. No one's
Right.
down until you're down, especially with the Ravens the way this is going. And to me, Harbaugh has got to be on the hot seat. If the Ravens don't do well in the playoffs, I think he could be gone.
Sure. And again, with all these games that they've blown and the lack of playoff success under Lamar Jackson, I think there's a definitely a good chance. Another um, play that I go back to when it was 3rd and 13, Baltimore zone 32. This is when it was 40 to 25. They had 13 yards to get. Zay Flower only gets 9 yards because that's what the route allowed for.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, very true. Yeah, like I said, there's instances in that play call. You're just kind of like, that seems weird.
right.
Why did you do that? But is what it is. Like I said, either Monken's got to go, even though he's built a fabulous offense for the most part. This system suits this team very well. I mean, Derrick Henry had
Oh,
169 yards
phenomenal.
with 2 touchdowns, 3 rushes of over 30 yards, first time in his career. Moved to sixth all time on the rushing touchdowns list of all time. Lamar Jackson, man, looking phenomenal as well. Uh, I'm sorry, I have misplaced Lamar Jackson stats, but Zay Flowers, man, 7 receptions, 143 yards, and a touchdown. It was a great day for the offense overall.
Yes,
Freaking
and
phenomenal.
yeah, and
Uh,
Lamar 14 of 19 for 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. So Lamar
thank
on the running
you.
side,
Yeah,
6 carries for 70.
yeah, dude. Yeah, so I mean, they did great. Hopkins with an amazing one-handed catch. So I mean, let me poo on him a little and say, oh, he did an amazing touchdown catch too. Mark Andrews, unfortunately, was kind of non-existent in the passing game, but I thought he did well blocking. Same with Kolar. Um, but I do expect to see Andrews kind of get a little more into that passing game. Isaiah Likely, I think, is going to miss one more game. They've got him as questionable right now, but I bet he misses one more, which I think will help Mark Andrews too, kind of recover from last year. Um, but man, yeah, Allen was a beast. 33 for 46 with 2 touchdowns in the air and 2 running.
And
Like he just
yeah,
put his tape on that fourth quarter and said, "Okay, I'll win this," which is what you'd like to see from the Ravens, but
just the
didn't
opposite.
happen.
Yeah, and
Which has been the story.
yeah, unfortunately, and then also too, we've been waiting to see if Keon Coleman could take that next step for Buffalo, and he had a phenomenal
He did.
uh,
And this kind of leads
game.
me to another point too. Like I'm not happy with his defense. I mean, I
No,
know most of the yards were scored in that fourth quarter, but still giving up 25 to me as a Ravens fan, that's unacceptable. You got to keep opponents under 20.
right,
That's like the bare minimum.
and
Um,
22 in the fourth.
yeah, yeah. Horrible fourth. Uh, again, reminds me of that stinking Miami game a couple years ago. Uh, but I mean, Jair Alexander getting turned around twice uh, by Keon Coleman himself. Uh, lastly, when he barely tricked him up to save from that touchdown score, which maybe he should have let Keon score, so the Ravens could have kept trying to go down the field. Um, but he got turned around a couple of times. It just looked bad. But he's not the only one, man. I mean, Roquan Smith not filling the gaps that he should have had.
Mm-mm.
Weak arm tackles, got stiffed arm by Shakir, I think.
Yeah,
One of those runs. It's just like that guy. Come on. So I don't know if maybe he's lost a step. I hope not, because he's the heart and soul of that defense. But I mean, that whole defensive unit as a whole, to me, just did not look good. You get one sack, and yeah, there's a couple. a bunch of extra pressures, and Allen's hard to take down. Don't get me wrong, but that's unacceptable.
Yeah, I was
You lose
about
the
to
turnover
say
battle too.
the pass
You
rush
get
wasn't
none.
there either, because
Hmm.
Matabuke is the only one that had the sack, or
Hmm.
had the
Yeah,
lone
and the
sack.
only thing I would say that our defense did well is 2-point conversion defenses. That's the only thing we did good on defense wise.
You want to talk about a
Chris.
minute
Hmm. Hmm.
detail?
But yeah, so yeah, like our defense is another one that it's not looking good. I'm not. There's got to be significant improvement in week 2, or I'm going to have serious doubts that this team is going to be a Super Bowl champion. Because it's going to
Right.
be a lot like the Bengals were last year to me. Like, yeah, phenomenal offense, but
Oh, that
defense is going to keep everything close, potentially cost you games. So,
God, I could only imagine. And then the Ravens were in two of those Bengals games, in which were high scoring, such as this one. Now,
yeah,
granted, they won both
5
of
touchdowns
those.
for both of them, for both
Yes.
those teams last year. I think
Yeah.
twice. Yeah,
Correct.
those games were much more enjoyable for me, Jeff. I don't know
Yeah, I
about you.
know. Yeah, the Baltimore
Yeah, I
came
know.
out on the right side of those games.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
Hmm.
as well, we did, as we talked a lot about the Browns last segment, and again, we watched a lot of that, almost all of that Browns Bengals game
Hmm.
live. Anything that the Browns give you concerns?
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, I think Joe Flacco could have a big game. In all honesty, I think the run
Mhm.
defense could be okay. So I'm not really scared of Ford or anybody else that's on their running back side.
No.
But I think Flacco, he knows the systems, he knows the city, he knows some of the players. So I think Flacco could have a decent game again. So he kind of worries me a little bit, but luckily, like I said, I think the Browns are going to kind of muff it up a little bit with some drop passes, which is Jerry Judy's calling card.
Right.
Um, so not necessarily anybody besides Flacco, I would think would be the only one that worries me a little.
Yeah. And no
Yeah.
kicker really for the Browns either.
No, although that's another thing for ours, man. Tyler
Yeah,
Luke,
Tyler Loop missed an extra point, didn't he?
yeah, I mean, we potentially could have been tied after that field goal, but basically the way that defense was collapsing, I doubt that if the Bills wanted to, they could have scored a touchdown instead
Yes.
of sitting out the kicker. And also on that last one, Kyle Hamilton was, oh, this close to blocking that.
Yes.
Oh,
Very
you could even
close.
see his reaction afterwards. He's just like, many 4-letter words.
Yeah.
But, oh, I was like, for a second when he got around the edge, I was like, he's blocked it. Game over. And then unfortunately, he just missed it. It's like, nab it. Oh, but like I said, it's early in the season, but the defense in particular, I think, has got to turn this around. Like I said, I'm gonna keep an eye on some of that play calling and the coaching because I honestly think Harbaugh could be gone if they don't do well in the playoffs. Because this has now been 3 or 4 years together with Lamar Jackson, where it's just like, hey, why can't you win when it matters? Or what's up with these collapses?
Right.
So some of this game management has got to be a little off, uh, or you're just not making the right decisions again and again and again.
Exactly.
One of those things has got to happen. Um, but yeah, the defense is really honestly what worries me out of this game. Like you said, especially with the 22-point half. Um, I don't care about Derrick Henry's fumble. I don't. It changed the game and wound up leading to the Bills winning. Let's be honest there, but I don't see Derrick
You
Henry
can't
doing that a lot.
bench him or anything
Yeah,
like that.
he
Or
ran
you can do.
169 yards. He did great and caught a pass.
Right.
Oh, but yeah, that defense. I mean, Roquan Smith and Jair Alexander in particular, I feel like I need to see more from them in particular. I am glad that most of the little kind of yardage that Buffalo was gaining was underneath the defense for most of the game.
Yes.
Um, and the only one that kind of I think really broke out besides Jair Alexander letting Coleman loose on 2 of those plays in the fourth was Cook's run. Other than that,
Correct.
run defense was great, mid-range passing, really good. And Wiggins thought he had a great game too. So yeah, like I said, defense has just got to do better. Um, and one thing I did like too is overall, I think our offensive line did well. This remade offensive line did
Yeah.
pretty good. Now, Filet, a couple plays just kind of looked like a lost kid in a grocery store. Like, where's my parents? Uh, when trying to block
Hmm.
for Lamar, but Lamar's Lamar and just looks amazing getting out of the scrambles. So, I mean, he needs to improve a little bit there for sure. But I think Voorhees was good. Stanley, Rosengutter, Lindbaum, most part, very solid. Good play by the offensive line.
Yeah, a
Uh,
lot of people were concerned about that offensive line, or really for the past couple years now, and it's held on quite well. So
yeah,
it's good to see if
yeah,
you're a Ravens fan.
very true, very true. One thing I was kind of surprised about though is Keon Mitchell being a healthy scratch. They went with
Yeah.
Ali instead as the third back, basically on that team. They said Zay Flowers could fill his role in the jet sweep types of plays, and Ali was going to be more for special teams. So Mitchell's healthy from the injury, so he was supposed to
Yeah,
be kind of that big bust the lane open type of thing where Derrick Henry's your bruiser. Um, so very interesting, but that
and
was
we
one of the
didn't
things
even
I wanted.
see a lot from Justice Hill in this game either.
No, very true, very true.
Not like you need to see it when Derrick Henry is running all over Lamar Jackson for that matter as well. But yeah, we didn't see
Yeah,
too
yeah,
much from Justice Hill on the
yeah. I mean,
backfield.
yeah, like we said, the backup running backs only had 3 carries.
Yes.
Right, Lamar had 6, Derrick Henry had 18, um, for 238 rushing yards total. Um,
Golly.
so yeah, phenomenal. And I mean, like I said, the offense is great. Defense, yeah, like they were noting earlier, the Ravens were the first team to score 40 points this season. Unfortunately, the Ravens let the Bills become the second team to score 40 or more points this season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, gut bunch of a game for a Ravens fan, but definitely a classic. And like you said, maybe even the game of the year during our first week. Phenomenal game overall. Just great game to watch. Um, one other thing from this game is Lamar Jackson's fan interaction that we
Oh
need to
yes.
speak
How could we
about.
forget?
Yeah. So yeah, if you don't know, Lamar Jackson basically was in the end zone, got pushed by a fan in the helmet, kind of the face mask area, I want to say. And then he pushed the fan back into the stands. And that was kind of the end of it. Security took the fan out after that. The Bills have already banned him for life from the stadium,
Correct.
so he will not be back for that stadium for sure. Um, no word on if Lamar's going to face anything. I haven't heard any rumblings that he may be suspended for an interaction with a
I don't
fan.
I don't see how you could. I mean, you just really got
You're
uh,
defending
you're
yourself really at that point. So
Yeah, and it's not like a Ron Artest situation where he goes into the stands.
no.
He stayed on the field. Lamar even's like, "Hey, I've got to keep my cool after that."
Yeah.
So yeah, but so we'll have to see if there's anything else coming from that game. But said lots to unpack in that game. Like as we said, great game. But looking forward to Cleveland now.
Yes.
Ravens have already admitted they've already started game planning in the press conference they had. Very sorry press conference by John Harbaugh after unfortunate loss. But yeah, the Browns, like we kind of mentioned earlier, so I mean the defense is above average, so I think this is going to be a much harder team. It's going to show a little more of how good is this offense really, because to me the Bills are potentially one of the worst defensive teams in the league, which is kind of weird to say. You got 3 awesome contenders: the Ravens, the Bills, and the Bengals that all have the same basic problem. We
Right.
can score, but we can't defend anybody.
Exactly.
So I said, okay, I don't know what the hell just happened there. Sorry. Oh. Okay. Let's see if I can fix this in post.
Hello.
Hold on, do I got the hiccups now?
Oh no.
Okay, let me start back where I was.
Hello.
Oh, sorry about that, Joe.
No, you're good.
Oy. Okay. But yeah, I am expecting a big game for Joe Flacco. I think he'll do good. I think pretty much the Browns, like you said, I think they'll do the same thing against the Bengals. They'll get about 5 receptions a pop. They'll spread the ball around, but at the same time, the Browns are going to shoot themselves in the foot, which hopefully leads to a Ravens win. I'm not necessarily even going to predict that right now because the way I feel after Sunday, I don't think you can predict the Ravens win.
Yeah.
You can only predict losses at this point for the Ravens, unfortunately, on my side. I would like to see for them to win, and I feel strongly they could win, but said I don't think I can predict it one way or the other. I guess, do you have anything else? And if not, we can close out with your pick for the game.
I like the Ravens to win this game. I think
Till the fourth quarter, right?
Oh yeah, until the fourth quarter. The Ravens, I believe, are 11.5-point favorites in this game. I don't, even though the Bengals made Joe Flacco look really solid and Josh Allen went off on Baltimore, I don't see Joe Flacco bouncing back as you do. And I think Derrick Henry has no problem running all over the Browns defense. The only issue would be is if Myles Garrett can get going and cause Lamar some trouble. But other than that, I just it's hard to envision the Ravens losing back-to-back games, especially the way they looked against Buffalo for 3.5 quarters.
Yes, yes. Well, I hope your prediction is correct, good sir.
Yes.
But we'll have to see. Like I said, the Browns are one of the worst teams, so if they lose that game, it's going to look horrible going into the rest of the season. I don't know how you felt after the Bengals started 0-3 last year almost, I feel like, if they lose to the Browns.
Exactly.
But, yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll call that the end of this round and end of this segment and night for everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully Mr. Porter's feeling better. You can join us again next week. We'll catch you on same bat time, same bat channel next week, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.
Good night.